Thank you all the people joining us for the first time or for the nth time. Happy New Year. At this moment, I want to introduce our guest speaker today. Lady I know, she's been my leader. We've done a lot of things with her, people development, and we continue to work on many things together. This is Joyce Kiprop-Cheruiyot. She's a business and transformational life coach and trainer. Joyce is passionate about training, mentorship, coaching, entrepreneurship. She possesses working experience spanning close to 2 decades in the banking industry, where she worked with Coop Bank, Sidian Bank, Bank of Africa, and rose to the managerial level, branch manager. She's certified and certified business and transformation coach. She's a trainer for International Labor Organization, Start and Improve Your Business. We call it SIYB program. She's also trained psychological counselor in supporting individuals to cope with life challenges. And usually when she deals with business people, she understands their emotions and how that contributes. And so she's usually very, very passionate about this topic that she's going to share. She's not new to this platform. This is her second coming. She holds a Bachelor of Commerce degree in Banking and Finance from KU and a diploma in counseling psychology. So I'd like to welcome Joyce. Good to see your face. Yes, she's also a passionate farmer with some name here that you told me for. Ho what? You'll tell us more. Thank you, Karibu.
Thank you very much, PP. Am I audible?
Yes, very audible.
Thank you. Thank you very much. And good morning. And allow me to say Happy New Year because we are meeting for the first time virtually. And thanks for the introduction. And I think now I believe I'm a friend to this community. And I'm so proud of what you're doing, PP. I don't know how many people call you PP. Am I the only one, or we are many? Yeah, so I do.
You are a number. You are a good number. You are not alone. A good number. Call me, sir.
Thank you. So I want to help you with the word oho is capsicum in the language that you love. And so I do. I'm a farmer, and I love the red and the yellow colors. So great to have you this morning. I'm glad. I know PP asked me to share a very big topic. Let me call it huge, because balancing life is what we do every day, is what we will do for the next 365 days this year. And so it's a big topic, but we'll just share a few things. We'll make it more of a discussion and activity-based, because basically needs to break it down, I believe, in less than 40 minutes. So I believe that God will give us the grace to be able to pick a few things. Otherwise, great to see you. I want to hope that all of us have done, have set targets for this year. Smart goals. I want to believe so, because already 1 week is gone for this year, and we will not be able to recover it. So I want to encourage. I want to really hope that all of us have set our goals for the key areas of our lives this year. So PP, you allow me to share? Am I able to share?
Yes, you should be.
All right. Let me share my screen.
Yeah, it is. It is.
Yes. So living a balanced life is what we want to just discuss this morning. I don't know, as we look at that lady, how many balls does she have around her? And she's just wondering, which one am I going to handle? And that is how life is. Even as we speak, I know we have parents who are taking their children to school today. We have parents here who might be waiting for the long-awaited KCSE results. I hear they will be out today. So it's a whole, it's a whole combination of many balls. that we need to handle in our lives. Because even as you wait for those exams, one of the things that would be important for us is to be emotionally strong for your children. I keep saying that it's okay to celebrate what others have done. But again, it's also important to remember that not all of us are the same. There are children who are going to get results that are lower than what they expected. Actually, almost all of them will get lower than what they expected because we all expect to do well. But then the reality happens. And so how do we navigate going forward? Because we need to have a balanced life. And when I think about the wheel of life, I think about a vehicle that has wheels, or a motorbike, or a bicycle. You know, they all have wheels. A truck, they have wheels. Now, think about it. What happens when one wheel is not having enough air? I'm not even talking about a puncture. You know, puncture means there's no air inside the wheel. I mean, inside the tire. But what happens when one has less air inside? I know you've seen people going to, you know, most of the petrol stations have an air section where you can go and balance your wheels. You can go and add air to your wheels. We go there because we want to move to the next destination without a struggle. We want to move with ease. Because if your wheels are not, if the air in the wheels are not the same, what happens? You even feel your car or your bicycle is not stable. So the same thing in life. We need to do our best to balance all the balls that we have. When one side is not okay, the other side will ache. So life is basically about that. And this morning, I want to us to remember that in every situation, when we think about balancing our life, it is basically about understanding our needs. What needs do human beings have? You know, human beings have special needs. You know, we have needs. And that is why we can be able to feel when we are not doing well in one aspect of life, it's because that need has not been met. So what are the common needs that we have as individuals, as human beings? You know, we have the need for certainty. We want to be certain about the future. We want to be so sure about the future. We want to be so sure about 2024, you know, but are we? Are we really certain about what will happen in 2024? So we have a lot of comfort when we have certainty in whatever we're going to do. Some of us are in business, others are in employment, but we want to be sure, we want to be certain that I will still have that job at the end of this year. By the end of 2025, you know, I want to have that job until I retire. So all of us have a need of certainty. We want to be certain, to be so sure about the future. You know, we want some assurance that I want an assurance that my relationship in my family will be sustained. That I'll not be living under fear, like, oh, hey, what will happen next year? You know, will my husband do this? No, I want to be sure, and that is the need that all of us have. I don't know whether anybody here is, there's anybody here who would say, I think the need of certainty is not for me. I want to believe all of us desire certainty. All of us as human beings, again, we desire variety. That is why we get so bored with routine things, you know. We want to change, you know. We want to, we don't want the same things every day. We want something, we want variety of things. We want options so that when this one doesn't work, I can be able to work on this. And just look even at our home setup. Many people don't have the same, even in our living rooms, we don't have the same curtains for the whole year. Sometimes you feel like, I think I need to change to the old one. I need to change to the other one because we love variety. Even when it comes to everything, even when it comes to preparing meals. Can you imagine if you prepared a meal every day, the same meal for your family? Even if you are a mother like me, I'm sure your children will just be wondering, what has happened to mom? We are just eating ugali every day. We are not we are not having a variety. So naturally, we love variety. Again, we love significance. We want to feel valued naturally. And it's something that we will be desiring, even in relationships, you want to feel you are valued, and you want to feel you are loved, and you feel connected. And that's why when we talk about relationships, it's normally about connection. It's not so much about what you give. It's not so much about the external. It's not about that money. It's not about the external gifts that we get in our relationships. It's about, am I being loved? Am I connected to this person? Am I connected to these people? And one of the things I have done, that I desire, even as a business coach, I ask people, are you connected to your business? Or your business actually feels like the owner is a stranger? So beyond connection as human beings, let's also remember to connect with our jobs, to connect with our businesses, because that is a need that we have. And then we all desire growth. Nobody feels good when they remain in the same level. Nobody. We want to grow. And this is where we encourage people, let's celebrate small wins. Not even small wins. Let's celebrate micro wins. If you can be able to change something by 1%, that you are going to be able to grow. And I was challenging some people the other day, and were saying that if you imagine, if you set a target to grow your sales or to grow yourself, but just by 1% per day, just move that thing to the next level. You'll have grown by 65% at the end of the year. That is a growth that nobody can achieve in this world. It only happens to those people who are determined and who are able to set serious targets for them. So growth is a natural thing. We want to grow. When a child is born today, the parents will be looking at, is the child able to move? By the time they are 6 months, are they able to sit up without being supported? By the time they are 1 year, 13 months there, if they are not working, it's a problem. So, because we also want to see growth in the physical, in our children. So the same thing, we have that part in our life, that desire to grow. So it becomes a need. And again, essence of contribution. We all want to be able to contribute. And that's why there's a lot of satisfaction when you contribute something to someone else. And here I'm not talking about money. I think sometimes we get used to money things. I'm just talking about contribution to make someone else's life better. I know most of us have come from a country. I don't know whether you traveled. For me, in my family, we always travel over Christmas holiday. And my question is, did I get time to make a difference in the life of one of my relatives? We decided as a family that we wanted to create time to support some of our relatives emotionally. And we felt good after that, because we felt it's a contribution. So these are some of the things that naturally we require as human beings. I don't know how we are doing around this. How are we doing around this? And so for a moment, it's good as we think about the needs, that these needs are now driven to the will, that we transfer them to the will. And when you look at the will, yes, allow me to, it's okay. I believe you are still able to see. I wanted to, yeah, good. I wanted to move something here. So all these needs, we transfer them to the wheel of life, And in the wheel of life, we have finance, we have personal growth. You will just check that the same things that we feel as the needs in our lives are the same ones that we are transferring to the wheel. So we have health, family, relationships, social life, attitude, and career. And these are all the things that these are some of the things that we require in our life naturally. And for a moment, I would like us to just take a break of 1 or 2 minutes, because I want us to look at how are we doing as individuals around this. Now, this circle, this wheel has a 0. This is 0 from the center. The pivot point is 0. And the highest point at the top here, at the outside of the wheel, towards the outside of the wheel, is 10. Now, I don't know how we are doing out of 10. How are you doing financially? Out of 10, How are you doing career-wise? Or let me go clockwise. So how are you doing in terms of personal growth? And as I mentioned that, you can rate yourself out of 10. And don't think about it, because the moment you start thinking about it, it will not be the correct answer. But when you look at finance, rate yourself. If an idea comes, you are 7, you're actually 7. Don't think about it, because the moment you start thinking about it, you will get actually a wrong rating. So rating should be actually spontaneous, just be very fast. Health. How are you doing it? I mean, health-wise. Do you take balanced diet? Do you exercise? Do you, how is your mental health? All that. How is it? How are you doing? Family. Are you connected to your family? How is your family doing? How is relationship? How is the love level? How is it? Relationships with other people. How are you doing? How are you doing out of 10? Social life, generally, this is basically being able to network, and as business people, and also as people who are professionals, we need to be able to grow our network, our network, by building our relationships through networking. So how is your social life? How is your attitude? And we've been told that we are actually, we are 85% attitude, and only 15% knowledge and skills. So you can imagine, if you have very good skills, you're a good professional, but your attitude is bad, what happens? You're actually achieving 15% attitude. So attitude is 85%. And from what I can remember, and if we have teachers here, they will correct me. If somebody scores 85%, what grade are they? I want to believe they're an A, if not an A star for those for those in other systems. It's an A star. It's a beautiful rating. 85% is great. So imagine if you have a good attitude, you're actually already an A student. You are an A achiever. You are an A professional. You are an A business person. You are an A, father. You are an A mother. Well, as long as you are 85%, you are an A child. You are an A son. You're an A daughter. All that because your attitude is good. So 85% is attitude. Then the rest. Now you can imagine if somebody is 0 in attitude, but very good in skills and knowledge. What is their score? It's only 15%. I don't know whether 15% is an E or an F. I can't remember, but the teachers in the house can tell us. If somebody scores an E, 15%, what grade would you give? Are they even graded? I don't know. Are they actually rated?
They are E. They are E.
An E. Okay, not an F.
Yes. F the one who's not done exam.
Oh yeah. So 15% is an E.
Yes.
So if then we have good attitude, good skills, then we are 100%. 85 plus 15, we are good. But if we have low attitude, good skills, we still score E. So I think it's good to work on our attitudes. I think I've taken more time on that. Now, then the last one is career. So how are you doing in terms of your career? How is your upward mobility? When I worked in the bank industry, one of the things that my mentor told me was, if I want to get promoted, I needed to work like that next grade. So if you want to be the manager, then and you are today you are an officer at the officer level. I know we have those levels in organizations. So if you're an officer and your next grade is a manager, what do you need to do? You need to work like a manager. The moment you become a manager and you want to be the general manager, work like the next level of grading. So you don't wait until you get the promotion. Actually work like already you are in that position, and you'll be able to grow. So how is your rating? Now, I want to believe that we had rated ourselves. So kindly draw the circle, try and connect the ratings you have done. If career is 5, then next, just connect the dots. Just to connect the dots and look at your wheel. Can it move? Is it a move or you need to go to the air station? Do we need to go to the air station? And Paul, please notify me when I have 5 minutes remaining, or 7, about 7 minutes remaining, please. Who has a complete circle?
Yeah, people can comment there in the chat if you have one, or you can say whether yours can move, or if you want to say something, you can raise up your hand.
Yes, we can have actually one person to share what they have seen, and maybe PP, you can read for us, the comments that are coming in, and you can give one person actually to share in like 30 seconds would be good, max 1 minute.
Hello?
Yes?
Can I make a comment?
Yeah, for 30 seconds or less, something like that.
Yeah, if somebody is scoring 2 or 1 in all of them, it's also a round wheel. Their life is horrible, but they have a 1 in everything, so that is also round. Ama?
Yes. Okay, I didn't pick the name, but yes, thank you. So it is round, but are you happy with it? It could be round, and that is why we talk about growth, because basically growth, we start from somewhere. We start from somewhere. We may not all be at a higher level, like 7, 8, 9. I don't think there's anybody who gets to 10, including me. But as you work from 2, it means it means that in your life you are actually balanced. But what you need to do, you need to stretch yourself, because most likely you are on a comfort zone. That's why your rating could be balancing, but then I don't think you'd be happy if you are at 1. It means there is a lot of room that you need to cover. But it actually means at that moment, you're feeling comfortable. You feel like you're okay in all these things. And that's why it could also be a dangerous place to be. Because comfort zones is where we lose a lot of things. Comfort zone is where we lose our potential. So stretch yourself and be able to perform better. But as you stretch yourself, try and balance all the aspects so that your will can be balanced, so that your will can be able to move. Yeah. Any other comment?
Yes.
Any comments coming through?
People have put a couple of comments on the chat. We are moving on. I need to go to the air station. That is from Susan. Emily said mine can't move. David said my wheel is wobbling. Teresa said not balanced. Some high scores, others are low. Something like that. Yeah.
Thank you very much, and that is what is expected. So what we needed to do, I was telling some, I was in a training somewhere, and somebody said that they need a bulldozer to move their wheel, because it can't move. It's actually, you need a bulldozer to come and carry you, and that's okay. We are here to support each other, and that's why I love this. I love what Live Your Dream does, and I really want to appreciate, because we are here to support each other. Just adding something around the needs. I don't know whether we have come across this hierarchy, Maslow hierarchy of needs. And what I would want to encourage us here is to identify the level we are at, and the needs are met starting from the lowest level. So naturally, as human beings, one of the things that happens is that when we meet our physical needs, and physical needs are listed there. You can see it's basically life. And there's food, there's water, there's shelter, there's clothing, there's sleep. So when we're able to cover all that, then we start feeling like we need to go to the next level. And by the way, it's a very natural thing. We will not be able to work on self-esteem when we are still palechini. We don't have the basics. So according to this gentleman called Maslow, he says that, we start with the physical needs, then we go up to safety and security, where we talk about health, employment, property, family, social ability, and all that. Then we come to love and belonging, friendship, family, intimacy, sense of connection. Then we go to self-esteem, where we have confidence, we build our achievements, we are able to get respect of others, to offer respect to others, and the need to be unique as individuals. Then the highest level is self-actualization, or other people call it recognition, where we feel good, we feel like we have achieved. And so when you look at all this, I don't know where you are, I mean, which level of need are you according to this hierarchy? Maybe you can take a screenshot on that. You can actually take a photo on your phone, and then you can be able to look at that later, and just think through where are you in terms of the needs. Yeah, you can take a screenshot. I believe you have done that. Yes, and so life is basically about balancing. If you are given all those are how many balls? Those are 5. Would you balance? I don't know which one would drop. Is it family? Is it yourself? Is it your personal growth? Which one will remain? And which one will you drop? So focus on your needs. Actually, life is about focusing on personal needs and balancing the aspects of our life. And let me tell you, one of the easiest ways to do is focus on yourself. Yeah? Focus on yourself. Most of the time, sometimes because of the upbringing, where we have come from, sometimes we get to a level where we are caring so much about other people. What will people say? I don't know whether that is a common statement. What will people say? If I don't buy a new dress, what will people say? If I don't change my car, what will people say? Because most of the time we are pushed to think, what will people say? What are people thinking about me? And in the process, we hurt ourselves. And that's why, for a moment, I want to encourage us to focus on self. We are not being selfish. In fact, we are strengthening ourselves so that we can be able to be better in what we do. We are going to be better in our relationships the moment we focus on ourselves. We are going to be better in our performance, even in the office, when we focus on our needs. And I already mentioned the needs, so I'll not go back to them. So in those needs of certainty, of significance, of connection, of love, focus on yourself, and you'll be able to balance the other wheels. Okay. So one of the ways I want to suggest this morning, or being able to balance our wheels, is basically setting boundaries. Set boundaries. When you set clear boundaries, it will help you to balance your life. Clear boundaries is basically creating an edge around yourself. You can see that photo. That lady is in her own world. She's minding about herself. And that's what we need to do. We should not be doing things because of others. We need to do things because of our own needs. We start from there. The moment we do things because of ourselves, we'll be able to support other people, because we'll be able to be emotionally intelligent. And when you talk about emotional intelligence, it's basically being able to identify, being able to understand, and being able to manage your emotions and the emotions of other people. So when you start with yourself, you'll be able to manage your own emotions. Identify them, manage them, understand them, and be able to understand other people. But if we try to understand other people before we understand ourselves, we will not be balanced. In fact, we will be stretching ourselves and we will be hurt internally. We'll be wearing a smile on our faces, but internally we are aching. Okay? So let's recognize the difference between your own needs and the needs of other people. I think I've just mentioned that. Then allocate time to what you enjoy doing. Allocate time to what you enjoy doing, because our life is surrounded by what we are satisfied about. The other thing that we need to do is prioritize your activities. List all your tasks. And I think this is an exercise you can do after this. List all the tasks you need to do every day. Then rate the importance and the urgency of those activities. It could be related to your job, to your finances, to your relationship, all that. Just write down the key tasks that you need to do. Then make a decision on what to focus on. You can see that workstation there. I mean, these are a number of people, and they are working together. So they have to decide, what do we need to fix first? Because you cannot be able to fix everything, you know? And I want to suggest this, what we call a time management matrix, where we have urgent, not urgent. Then number 3 is where we have not important, but urgent. Then number 4, we have not urgent, not important. Number 1 is important, urgent. So we need to rate the activities that you will have listed, you know, and say that I need to work on this, you know. If it's something that is very urgent and important to your business or to your own life, it's important to prioritize when it is urgent and important. If it is not, if it is important but not urgent, then decide to do it later. You can actually schedule time to do it. Just do a plan that, you know, I will work on this next week, you know. But if it is important and urgent, do it now, okay? Then number 3, if it is not important but urgent, what can you do? You can delegate. You can delegate to your juniors or to someone else so that they are able to support you on that, because it's not important, but it is urgent. So you can delegate, you know. And then lastly is, if it is not important and not urgent, do you need it? No, eliminate it. Yeah, you can delete. You can delete. For example, and I know sometimes most of the things that happen every day in our lives is actually number 4. And that is why, even for business people, there are business people who work so hard, full of activity. But when they look at their balance sheet or their bottom line, there's nothing. They feel like there is no money, but then they have been so busy. So we need to be able to identify the things that we need to eliminate. Time wasters, you know, being on social media the whole day, how much money do you make? Unless you are a digital manager, you are earning from social media, that's okay. But if you are just reading stories, you see answers, you politics, you what happened in this, you what happened the whole day, we can be able to work on those time wasters by deleting them, you know, by eliminating them. So that's a matrix that I want to encourage all of us to use. And I believe it will be helpful. If we had more time, we would have actually done a practical, we would have actually created time to do it practically, and we support each other to list. I mean, we list our tasks, and then we could have our time to work on it. Either you have raised your hand. Go ahead.
I was.
I believe that we need to prioritize number 2, quadrant number 2, because when you build, for example, in number 1, you'll find the crisis and emergencies will result as a result of failure to build relationships. For example, in the office, and people, you can see that people are not happy, you're not doing internal customer care, and then suddenly the most crucial people start resigning. So if you had spent more time in relationship building and trying to understand what their issues are and their needs, you would have prevented the crisis, even in the family.
Yes,
and marriages.
Agreed. Yes, thank you, Edda. Thank you very much. I agree with you. And that's why we are talking about scheduling. So for example, you don't have to, because it's important but not urgent. It means you don't have to work like you are under crisis. You can actually schedule. For example, if it's about your employees, you can actually schedule for training. You say, you know what, in January 2024, at the last week, we are going to have this training so that you are able to sort out the development issues. So anything that is under number 2, because it's not urgent, yet it's important, schedule, have a plan for it. And you can actually draw a timetable that can be able to help you work, because actually number 2 is where most of the things are done soberly. We are not doing like we are in a crisis, but we are planning so that we do, we are able to get the best results. So I agree with you. Yeah. So let's you can take a photo again of that that slide, and you can be able to work on it on your own time. Then again, the other thing that we need to be able to help balance our life is get enough sleep. This is actually, I don't know whether we have a medical doctor here. I am sure they will concur with me that we need to get enough sleep. 7 to 8 hours is good. I know as Kenyans, we are told, hakuna time ya kulala. Please create time to sleep. Create time to sleep, please. In fact, the moment you sleep less, you might need to check on what could be underlying. What could be the issue? If you are at a moment where you are losing sleep at night, please look for the root cause. And that is why we are available as life coaches to help you walk through. Because when you lose sleep, it means there's a problem. Either your body is not feeling well, or there's something, or maybe you are struggling mentally, and that is why we have coaches. Reach out. Don't say the kawaida. You know, there are people who tell me that as they age, at sleep in a potea. No, in fact, you should have more sleep as you grow older. You should actually sleep like a baby. So if you feel like you don't sleep, please reach out. Don't take it like kawaida. And I'm talking about sleep that comes naturally. Not the one that we have to take some pills to sleep, or you have to take coffee to sleep. I'm talking about the sleep that just comes naturally, because we need to rest our bodies. We need to allow our bodies to generate new cells. You need to allow our bodies to heal. And healing happens at night. So 7 to 8 hours, cool. I know somebody is saying, Joyce, you don't know. I sleep for 2 hours. No, please sleep, okay? And create a pattern. If you want to, when you want to grow your sleep life, what you do, just agree, tell yourself, I'll be sleeping at 9 o'clock. I wake up at this time. Just get into a pattern and avoid interruptions. If it's the phone that is giving you a problem, please put it away. You don't have to take it to your bedroom. You can actually keep it away and get something else to wake you up at night, like maybe an alarm to wake you up in the morning. So please get enough sleep. Yes, and I think those are the tips that I want to share. There are many more, of course, and maybe others we can actually share on the chat. What else do you want to add beyond this? I have actually shared only setting boundaries. I have shared prioritize your activities. I have shared get enough sleep. I was also going to add eat a balanced diet every day. If you can be able to eat more vegetables, the better. Exercise, jump around. You don't have to go to the gym if you are not able to pay, but please create time for something. Let your body connect to nature. If you're in a place you can walk barefoot once in a while, please do. That connection to nature with that grass is very healthy. And just take a walk, go jogging, take a lot of water. I mean, hydrate yourself. Those are basically the basics that do. Sometimes I know we assume. Take enough water and make sure that you're able to support your body to be able to balance in life. And so at that moment, I think I want to stop there because of time. And I want us to take a deep breath. I want us, each one of us, to sit upright, take a deep breath like 3 times, Let's just take a deep breath and try to hold. Breathe through your nose. Breathe in through your nose. Then you try and hold. Try and hold a bit. Then you breathe out through your mouth. Okay. Let's do it a second time. Breathe in. Try to hold. Then release pole through your mouth. Let's do the last one. Breathe in. Okay. Hold a bit, then release pole through your mouth. As you tell me what you have, what is your take home today? Your take home. And then maybe our take home, we can write on the chat. What is your take home today? What's your key learning point as we bring this to an end? And then from the wheel, remember the wheel that we already measured ourselves. I would like us to write something that you would like to deal with. We may not be able to deal with all the parameters at the same time, but pick 3 that you feel you really need to work on. Pick only 3. and set targets around it, set smart targets around it, and be able to create action plan that can be able to help you move to the next level. What are some of the things you need to start doing to make yourself better? And number two, what are the things you need to stop? Actually, one of them should have been stopped. I think I saw about that. I repeated that. It should actually be, sorry, but I think you get my point. This one should have actually been, one is to start doing, and then the last one is to stop doing. There are things you need to stop doing. For example, maybe some of us need to stop procrastinating. Some of us need to stop wasting time on social media. Some of us need to stop doing some things, going for those talks that people just talk and I want in a musho, Some of us need to change something. So what is it that you need to start doing? And what is it that you need to stop doing? And with that, let me say thank you. And maybe I can allow for questions. I hope I'm still within my time. PP, back to you. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Yes, we have just a few minutes left, some 7 minutes. So anybody with a question? I've not seen a question in the chat yet. So if you have a question, you can either put it in the chat. If you have a comment, you can also put it. If you have something you'd like to comment on or say, a lot of people have put comments also. Somebody has also asked for slides for action point, slide for action point. I think we can do that. We can do screenshot for that action point, and we can also share it. I'll share it also in the group, that bit. So any question, anyone with a question? People have put balancing every aspect of my life, working on setting boundaries. Yes, that's very important, that setting boundary. Quality sleep, great session, thank you. Sleep enough, time management, great session indeed. I missed most of the parts. Now for if you missed, we will share the recording on our YouTube platform, which I have mentioned in the chat. It's at Power Monday, youtube.com/@Power So you will be able to get it there. You can just subscribe. Yes. So any question I'm yet to see, but I can see very good comments.